Welcome to episode 32 of I Thought I Knew How, a podcast about knitting and life and all sorts. I'm your host, Anne Frost, and this episode was recorded on April 23rd, 2020. Today we're going to talk about the Wind It Up Knit Along, an online fiber festival. I have some music for you, and really that's it today, and I'll explain why in a bit. I hope that you will understand. In the meantime, let's get started. How are you doing on your knitting layaway, everyone? I have been so impressed with all the activity on this knit along. Some of you are really dealing with things. Well done, you. I haven't finished anything else from my layaway since then. I did start a Katie's cap, and the gauge on that matches the gauge on my machine knit sweater from Shetland, so that is very convenient, and I'll be able to finish up the yoke on that once I finish the hat. And research what motifs I want and the colors and how to handle the decreases properly. I will get to it. That will be the last of my layaway projects to deal with, but don't worry because I have started 3 others this month. So I'm working on Katie's cap. I also have Merrily by Design Sea Pinks mitts on the needles, and I am working on the Cold Pale Moon shawl for Jana Knits Knit Along. This is my first foray into mosaic knitting, and I haven't actually gotten to the mosaic chart yet because I have to wait for some needles, but I'll try to remember to tell you more about that next time. Lots of you have been frogging projects. There is no shame in that. For some, the yarn just didn't work with the project, or the stitch pattern wasn't working for you. All valid reasons to just undo it. We like knitting, so if you have to pull something out and do it again, that's just more knitting for you. So far, not counting my own projects, 23 people have unraveled or finished a total of 57 layaway projects. That is wonderful progress, folks, and as I am recording this, there is still a week to go, so keep pushing through the final stretch. I remember being in gym class in elementary school and learning how to run races. The gym teacher taught us that you don't plan to run to the finish line, you plan to run past it, and that way you don't slow down before you get to the line. So same thing here. Maybe tell yourself you're going to work on your layaway until May 2nd, and then you can finish strong on April 30th and give yourself a pat on the back. This, in reality, is going to be a short episode this week, and I'll tell you why after the song. Today we have Tom Goldstein kicking it off for us with In Love With You.
Everything is falling when you're not around. I keep on wondering when my time will come, 'cause I'm desperately in love with you, desperately in love, desperately in love with you. I'm desperately in love. I keep on stalling, time after time. I hope I'm not losing the one that I love. Desperately in love with you, desperately in love. I'm desperately in love with you, desperately in love.
Before I go any further, I'd like to thank Aurora and Jana for coming on board as patrons over the last couple of weeks. I super duper appreciate the financial support for the podcast. It helps cover all the various and sundry costs associated with this odd hobby of mine. If you'd like to help support the show, you can hop over to patreon.com/IthoughtIKnewHow. I know that this is a crazy time for people, so no pressure. And to any of my patrons, I totally understand if you need to put your patronage on hold or if you need to adjust it downward while all of this COVID-19 craziness is going on. Know that I will not be offended. You take care of you. Also, big thanks to Rank J and Scoots0328 for leaving kind comments as you reviewed the podcast on iTunes. Scoots0328 mentioned that he or she is a local, so that's pretty cool. But also gave me a heart attack with the line, "The only downside is," but then finished it with that their to-do list gets longer when I talk about my projects. And I totally get that. Any of you who have been coming to the Tuesday online knit-togethers know that my Ravelry queue just grows longer and longer every week as people talk about their projects. All right, everybody. I am going to tell you about what I've been up to and why this show is going to be so short. Many of you will already know by the time you hear this episode because I'm going to be formally announcing this on April 24th and the episode will be coming out on April 27th. Way back when all of this started, I was grousing to a friend about the state closing everything down and all my plans being ruined. And I was getting pretty well down in the dumps about life. And this friend challenged me to come up with a way to make 1,000 people happy. I literally laughed at the prospect of that because I was stuck at home and I had no idea how to come up with something that would go viral. So I came up with something small and local in my area, and I've been plugging away at that for maybe 3 weeks now. And I know it's making some people smile, but nowhere near 1,000 people. And time passed and I kept thinking about the challenge because, why not? Why not try to make 1,000 people happy? If I can come up with something, let's do it. And then Shetland Wool Week canceled and I got all sour again. Really, I was feeling pretty petulant about that cancellation. I'd have been kicking chairs and stuff if I wasn't old enough to worry about doing permanent damage to my furniture and my feet. Other festivals have been doing online vendor markets for their vendors, but that's only one part of what makes a fiber festival awesome. Especially the ones you take the time to travel to. You get to learn about the area and try some new foods and take classes. Usually festivals will bring in some entertainment for the evening. And yeah, there are some super awesome shopping opportunities. So when a festival cancels and only offers some exposure to their vendors, that's not really the same thing. And then it dawned on me that we live in the 21st century. And in the 21st century, we have online courses and travel programs, history shows, and live recordings of performances. We have recipe sites and online shopping. And I thought, you know what? We could have a proper festival online. So I started digging to make sure I wasn't crazy. And yeah, we really can have a proper festival using what's available to us online. So let's do it. The Online International Fiber Festival will run from May 1st through the 8th, 2020. Every day we will be in a different region or country. The countries are the US, Canada, Iceland, Ireland, Wales, Shetland, Finland, and Australia and New Zealand. I'm still in the middle of getting this all put together as I record this, but the days are already planned. Each day will have 3 recommended classes. Those are all going to be from myblueprint.com, which used to be Craftsy. The classes are great, and if you already have a subscription, you are good to go. If you don't have a subscription, you can get your first year for $40 or pay for 1 month for $8. And that is the only cost associated with doing the Online International Fiber Festival beyond the cost of basic living. Everything else is available free online. And if you've paid for a class at a festival before, you know that $40 for unlimited classes for a year is less than you'd pay for a 3-hour class at a festival. If, however, you can't swing the $40 for the year or the $8 for the month, they do have classes you can check out for free. Unfortunately, none of those are ones I picked for the festival because I didn't know about them at the time. But really, I'm recommending 3 classes to pick from every day, but everyone is free to do whatever class they want. I'm not going to be over your shoulder asking you why you're doing a class about grafting when the 3 I recommended were spinning, Tunisian crochet, and knitted lace. The point is, in the morning, we're going to spend roughly 3 hours learning something about our fiber craft of choice. I will have links in the show notes and in the posts about the festival, and they are affiliate links. So if you would be so kind as to visit myblueprint.com using one of those links, they will contribute a little to the running of the show, and I would be ever so grateful. It's like drops, but instead of detergent, it's crafting knowledge. After your class is over for the day, you're free to go for a walk, have some lunch, and then in the afternoon, I'll have some video recommendations for you to learn about the region of the day. So it may be a series of Rick Steves videos about different sites you can visit in the country. It might be some history videos, wildlife videos. It might be something quirky about the area. It's different sorts of things every day. And again, I provide a choice of options for you to pick from. And then every day I will offer you a menu and recipes to make a traditional meal from that area. None of them are complicated. They all use ingredients or have alternatives that you can find in most grocery stores worldwide. There is one bread from, I think, Iceland that needs to be started in the morning, and another stew from somewhere that will need to be started about lunchtime, but that will all be in the information for the day. After you finish dinner, or while you eat dinner, I won't judge, there will be a 1 to 2 hour video for you to watch that is a performance that is somehow unique to the area. So for Ireland, there is a recording of a storyteller. Finland will be a performance artist. Shetland has a recording of the folk festival, things like that. My hope is that by the end of each day, you will feel like you've sharpened your skills and gotten a sense of the region. On May 1st, the marketplace will open. It will exist forever, but companies who are doing coupon codes will be offering them for the duration of the festival, so you want to do your shopping by May 8th. There are up to 5 vendors from every region, and they are fantastic. I was able to pick vendors for a limited marketplace from makers around the world. These people each have something truly special about them. There are hand dyers, felt artists, shepherds, beekeepers, jewelry makers, woodworkers, basket weavers, pattern designers, graphic artists, tea makers. It's all the coolest stuff from all the festivals you've been to concentrated into one exclusive marketplace. Some of them are offering giveaways, some are offering coupon codes, and some are operating on tight margins in a very crazy economy, so please don't poke at them if they aren't offering one of those things. But the one universal thing about them is that their products are useful or clever or stunning. While the marketplace will be open starting May 1st, I will be doing individual videos each day to spotlight each country's vendors. So if you want to learn some details about the makers, be sure to look for that. We are going to stop for our second song because I need to get back to work on all of this. But when I come back, I will tell you where to look for the websites and social media related to the festival so you can get plugged in and not miss anything. Our next song is another May Klingler song. I am just on a Klingler kick, I guess. This is Wrecking Ball. Here you go.
Build a wall too high to climb. It's paved in stones my heart designed, but I carved your name on every side. You're a wrecking ball to my tender heart. You're a wrecking ball to my tender heart. You're a wrecking ball of my tender heart. You tear it down piece by piece, bring me down to my knees. Oh, 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 oh.
more things before I go. Here's where you can find the online International Knitting Festival so far. First of all, if you're already subscribed to my social media accounts, then I'll be reposting everything there. But if you want to see it as soon as things go up, you can find it on Instagram as @OI Fiber Festival. Fiber is spelled ER, not RE. Apologies to the non-Americans in the audience. The website is OIFF. So that stands for Online International Fiber Festival, OIFF.familypodcasts.com. Go there to find the shopping list for the dinners, the daily itineraries. I will have the class list posted ahead of time, as well as a general idea of what the needs are for the class. I can't, however, tell you the specific materials lists because that's part of the instructor's intellectual property. Once you sign up for mybluehost.com though, and please use the link in the show notes to get there, if you search for the class, you should see a resources link once you click on the class's name. That is where you look to get the specific list of materials. Some of the classes don't require anything. And remember that my suggestions of classes to take are suggestions. You are free to pick something else for that day that interests you. All of these links and any more that might be created before this goes live will be in the show notes for this episode, either in your podcast app or at ithoughtIknewhow.familypodcasts.com. I did see that Bluehost is not shipping anything right now. They have the classes and then they also sell the materials for the classes. But with everything going on, they have a notice saying that their warehouse is shut down. So if you do need to buy some yarn or supplies for a class, please remember to look to your local yarn store to see if they can ship it to you or arrange for curbside pickup. Or if you need a local yarn store to help you out, you can try mine, tinyurl.com/you&you. That's tinyurl.com/EWE and YOU. Some of you have met Rachel, the owner, in our online Tuesday Knit Togethers, and I'm sure she'd love to help you. If you give her a call, she can also help you with the order that way. Finally, remember how I was going to take a week off before seasons, but then I didn't because the whole world shut down? Well, I am going to take that week now because otherwise I'll be planning the next episode while I'm still in the thick of the Fiber Festival. So I'm just going to bump the next episode by a week and it will come out on May 18th instead of the 11th. Whew. Okay, I have got to get back to work getting this festival put together. I really hope that you can join me. I am so excited about it. Our vendors are awesome, and I am looking forward to the classes and the learning experiences. I watched enough of everything to make sure that it was informative and interesting, and so I can say that like the afternoon learning experiences and the evening performances are family friendly. So if you want to work this into helping entertain your kids, if you're home with your kids, you can totally do that too. The meals also are things that typically create 4 to 6 servings, so that can be a family dinner as well. So those of us who are at home with children, this is not a question of you hiding yourself away from everyone for 8 days. This is something that hopefully you can fit in around your family commitments as well. So another benefit. I hope that you decide to join in with us. As I said, I'm super, super excited about this harebrained scheme of mine. Thank you for listening and knitting with me for a bit. If you'd like to support the show, please visit patreon.com/ithoughtIknewhow to make a monthly pledge, or consider making a purchase from one of our sponsors on the website, ithoughtIknewhow.familypodcast.com, where you can also find the show notes for each episode, or you can help out by leaving a 5-star review and kind comments wherever you listen to this podcast. And be sure to tell your friends. Find me on my social media accounts as I Thought I Knew How, except on Twitter, where it's just Thought I Knew How. The groups on Ravelry and Facebook are both called I Thought I Knew How Podcast. Until next time, may you be blessed with stitches that never drop, yarn without joins, and plenty of time to knit.